Okay, so here we are, the last of our archival footage.
We promise.
We promise. As you can see behind us, our house is emptying out. Lynn has been packing us up the last week.
I don't have a couch.
She doesn't have a couch anymore.
We have to sit on the floor like Neanderthals.
Yep. So let's just jump right into it. We're going to talk about some of the experiences that we had in South Korea that we never actually shared with anyone.
Right.
So
The first of which is Jeonju. Right?
Jeonju, yeah. So we spent some time in Jeonju, which is a city in about the center of the country, I would say. And so there are a lot of interesting things kind of around Jeonju. The city itself is very, let's say, not tourist friendly.
Right.
Huge language barriers, I would say.
Yeah, surprisingly. We got really, really lazy in Seoul. I learned 2 words there and used those 2 words, and then I'm like, that'll work everywhere. We get to Jeonju, and it was a lot of miming.
But that's why we go out and travel like this, because you really want to push yourself and, I don't know, interact with people.
Right. So we're in Jeonju because that is the home base that we're using for all these adventures. The first of which was a place called Mount Daedu-san.
It's kind of reminiscent of some of the stuff we did in China.
To get there, you had to take a cable car.
And these are the cables, apparently, that are going to keep us safe, right? The cable car wasn't quite as spectacular, but it really helped save time getting to basically where we wanted to start hiking from. Otherwise, it would have taken like an hour.
Right.
All right, so was that worth the money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, we wouldn't normally be so lazy, but it's really freaking cold.
Yeah.
First impressions, we were very unprepared.
Very unprepared. Exactly. First impressions, we were completely unprepared. A lot of the people that were there, all the Koreans had like this amazing hiking gear, these poles.
They love to hike. That is a hiking culture. That is a mountainous region full of hiking
fanatics.
REI catalog people.
Yeah, so we felt a little bit out of place.
Yeah.
It better be what?
Worth it.
Oh yeah.
This hike better be worth it.
But the other thing that was so great though is that everyone that was there was so friendly. And in fact, this was a kind of a theme in Korea in general, is that we found so many people who were interested in what we were doing and very gracious to stop and talk with us and make sure that we were okay, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Korean people, love you. You guys are fantastic. So once we got off the cable car, we hiked up a little ways, and then there was part of it anyways, which was the Cloud Bridge.
We're almost at the bridge, the first bridge. 200 person maximum number people. Don't shake and trifle on the bridge. You got that?
Why does it have to be great so you can see right down, making the experience horrifying?
I don't know. So it's shaking?
Look, see? Yeah, it's shaking. You bounce, it moves.
You're not supposed to jump on the Cloud Bridge, but what do people do? They jump on the Cloud Bridge.
Yeah.
So that was really a little bit nerve-wracking.
We're so high. I don't know exactly how high we were.
It was high enough. Let's just put it that way. You would not want to fall off of this bridge. You would die.
Right.
So we get up to the base of this ladder. All right, Lenny, how you feeling about this?
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
That's like a 90 degree. It looks like a 90. It'll probably feel.
Not
like
90, but it's
angle.
pretty.
That's pretty intense.
That's quite the angle. That's quite the incline.
Whew.
All right, let's do this thing. And of course, it's a bit of a bottleneck because everyone wants to stop and take pictures, so we're waiting to...
Selfie time.
I tried to force Lynn to go first, like I always do with these very dangerous endeavors, and of course she wasn't having it, so I had to go first. But then, we start climbing this thing, and it was very freaky. It really
was okay until the wind blew. Yeah. And then it's doing one of these numbers.
Yeah, it's like doing this shaking thing.
And then there's no rhyme or reason on who can be on the ladder at the same time. It's like, well, I feel like going on the ladder as well. So a bunch of like 10 people start going right after us. And then the whole thing is going like this, and I'm just hanging on. I'm like, please, ladder, please stay strong. Yeah, it was horrifying.
All right, we're about halfway, a little over.
We're only halfway.
A little over halfway.
Oh my god.
This is honestly really pretty scary, but also...
Oh my god.
Oh, it's shaking. Yeah, fuck.
Oh my god, it's shaking.
But very cool. Wow, okay.
Oh my god. Why?
Why? Because there's assloads of people on this thing. Too many for comfort. Okay, we're almost there.
Oh my god, it's shaking. Nope. Nope.
It was pretty scary. So then we get to the top, and of course at the top, you think you're done, but you're not quite done. You have to walk over about another 20 feet of cavernous,
Don't look down
type
Again,
of situation.
I'm not afraid of heights, but I think China broke me, and then Korea had me changed for life. I'm like, oh my god, no more heights. I was horrified.
Yep. Yeah. So we get to the top of this thing, meet more friendly locals who give us stuff, free stuff.
They were
drinks.
prepared.
Yeah, they were prepared. Of course, yeah, they have all their snacks and all their gear, and we're literally like in tennis shoes and our coats, that it was just totally whatever.
We were a mess.
Thank you. So what'd you get?
Made friends on the mountain.
We made friends. She was very nice and gave us some.
We have coffee and cauliflower.
Yummy. And then I have apple here. So, man.
We just hang out on the mountain.
Yeah. Sweet
people give us food. It's the best scam ever.
Yeah. Just be a clueless foreigner on the side of a mountain and you'll get free stuff. Go Korea. And that was basically it. We made it to the top of this mountain, and the views are pretty spectacular.
Mm-hmm. It was worth it.
It was totally worth it.
Yep, worth the climb. Okay, so second thing we did using Jeonju as a base, we went to Mount Maisan. Ooh, we're not saying it right, probably. No. Anyways, it's called Two Horse Ears Mountain.
I think so. Horse Ear Mountain.
Horse Ear Mountain, and that's because it's like horse ears.
Yeah,
really
it kind of resembles horse ears coming out of the ground.
Yeah, so again, Korea, you love mountains and you're very mountainous, and so we're like, let's go check that out.
The most interesting part of this whole thing was actually just getting there and back.
Yes, it always seems to be.
Yeah, it was a lot more challenging than I think either of us had expected.
We took the public bus to Mount Maisan, and when we got there, we got dropped off by the bus, and then we got into this, what is this? It was like, I felt like E.T.
Yeah. It was like a golf cart that was sealed from the elements. Let's just put it that way.
Right. With a bunch of older Korean people, and we didn't know where we were going. We saw the mountains. Again, keeping in mind it's called Horse Ear Mountain, so it's pretty distinct to have two jutting out of the ground, and we are going in the opposite direction, and we're like, what is happening?
So the mountain is there, and we are going away from said mountain. What the hell? Why?
Maybe that's not the
so much I don't understand.
So I had to try to, again, mime and enlist the help of this really sweet woman next to me, and I think she got it, but not really. And then we get to the top of the mountain, and then we all get out of this, what did you call it? The hermetically sealed
golf cart or whatever.
Right. We got out of our quarantine cart, and then the guy who was driving this golf cart, I was like, okay, how do we get down? What do we do? And he's like, you need to call me. I'm like, what? How do I call you?
I think that's what he meant. Honestly, we didn't know.
Yeah, we were actually with they were Australian.
Yeah.
Aussie girls. Oi. And we were there and we're like, are you as equally confused as us? And they're like, yes. What do we do? How do we get off this mountain? I'm like, oh.
Okay, so this has turned into a very bizarre situation.
So, yeah, that was the adventure, getting in and getting out. So what even brought us to this mountain at all is because next to this mountain is a temple called Tapsa Temple.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was created by this old, I guess he was like maybe a kind of an old hermit guy. I don't know how long.
He was a monk.
He was a monk, well, but he was also kind of a hermit.
Yeah, a hermity monk.
A hermity monk. And I don't know how long he lived there, but he lived there long enough to create these really elaborate structures out of stones. And he stacked all of these stones by hand. So everything you see in the tops of the temple was created by this old guy who just stacked everything by hand. It was actually quite amazing. And there was even some stuff that was very high above the ground.
It's like 50 feet tall in the air of just these amazing rocks and stacking, and it's pretty amazing.
I have no idea how the guy did it. So that about wraps it up. These are some of the experiences we had in South Korea that we've never shared with anyone. Our highlights. And I think this brings us to the end of the archival footage, and from here on out, we're going to start actually talking about the here and now and what we're doing.
Right, because there is a lot going on there.
Yeah.
But now we got to go pack.
Yep.
Some more. So we'll see you next week.
Bye.